Suburb. In the heart of a quiet suburb, where rows of neatly manicured lawns stretched out like a patchwork quilt, there existed a street called Elmwood Lane. It was a street like any other, with houses that bore witness to the passage of time, each one with its unique story. At the very end of Elmwood Lane, there stood an old Victorian house with a faded yellow facade and a charming wraparound porch. This was the home of Mrs. Eleanor Thompson, a widow who had lived there for decades. Her house, with its creaky wooden floors and antique furniture, was a time capsule from a bygone era. Every morning, Mrs. Thompson would sit on her porch with a cup of steaming tea, watching the world go by. She had seen generations of families come and go, children playing in the front yards, and neighbors sharing laughter during summer barbecues. Elmwood Lane was more than just a street, it was a community. Next door to Mrs. Thompson lived the Johnsons, a young couple with two energetic children, Lily and Jake. The Johnsons had recently moved from the bustling city to escape the fast-paced life and find a place where their children could grow up surrounded by nature and a tight-knit community. The Thompsons and the Johnsons became fast friends. Mrs. Thompson, with her wealth of experience, became a source of wisdom for the young parents, while Lily and Jake discovered the joy of exploring the hidden treasures of Elmwood Lane. The secret shortcuts through backyards, the best climbing trees, and the mysterious alley that led to the old abandoned factory. As the seasons changed, so did the landscape of Elmwood Lane. In the spring, the cherry blossoms painted the street in hues of pink and white, and the smell of freshly cut grass wafted through the air. Summer brought block parties and barbecues, where the scent of grilled burgers mingled with the sound of children's laughter. Autumn arrived with a burst of color as the leaves on the maple trees turned shades of red, orange, and gold. The neighborhood held a pumpkin carving contest, and the front porches transformed into displays of creativity. Mrs. Thompson, despite her age, carved the most intricate pumpkin, earning her the admiration of the entire street. Winter brought a blanket of snow that covered Elmwood Lane like a soft, white quilt. The neighbors came together to shovel sidewalks and clear driveways, creating a network of snow-covered paths that connected the houses. The children, bundled up in layers, built snowmen and engaged in friendly snowball fights. Years passed, and the bond between the Thompsons and the Johnsons deepened. Elmwood Lane became not just a place to live but a community where friendships thrived. Mrs. Thompson, with a heart full of memories, marveled at how the street had changed and yet remained timeless in its sense of belonging. And so, in the heart of that quiet suburb, Elmwood Lane stood as a testament to the enduring spirit of community. A place where stories unfolded, friendships blossomed, and the rhythm of life continued in the most ordinary and extraordinary ways.